This knowledge is rarely taught openly because it requires emotional responsibility and internal control, not surface-level tricks. Those who learn to sustain the unresolved no longer need to force interest or seek validation. They become interpreted as stimulus rather than effort. Technique 3. Visible emotional mastery. This is the most powerful trigger of all. In every interaction, there is a moment when the environment tries to pull you off center. A sideways comment, a subtle provocation, an unexpected silence. This is where attraction is decided, not by what is said, but by who maintains control of their internal state under pressure. Nietzsche described the magnetic man as one who governs himself before attempting to govern anything around him. Desire is born from this internal sovereignty that does not need to be announced. The female body reads emotional control as capacity for leadership and protection. This reading is biological, not moral or cultural. Studies from major universities show self-control is associated with perceived high status. When emotions do not hijack your behavior, you communicate dominance without aggression. You signal that the environment does not command you, that stimuli do not disorganize your internal rhythm. This signal is registered quickly and deeply before conscious reasoning has time to intervene. The most common mistake is trying to fix the mood when tension appears. The man feels discomfort and rushes to relieve it with explanations, jokes, or tone shifts. These behaviors communicate anxiety, not confidence. Anxiety signals loss of internal control, and loss of control collapses attraction. Visible emotional mastery is not coldness or detachment. It is stability under pressure while remaining present. You feel the tension and still maintain your rhythm. In practice, this means not reacting immediately to emotional stimuli, maintaining a steady tone when uncertainty appears, allowing silence without rushing to fill it, sustaining the atmosphere instead of escaping it. When you do this, something changes on the other side. The expected reaction does not arrive, and the test loses strength. Instinctive perception recalibrates in your favor. Look at your hands. Look at your calendar. Look at the bags under your eyes this morning. You are exhausted, drained, and yet you are exactly where you were a year ago. Why? Because you were raised on a lie, a beautiful, noble, poisonous lie. From the moment you could walk, they told you that if you kept your head down, grinded harder, suffered longer, the world would reward you. That one day effort would turn into a crown. They lied. The world does not reward heavy labor. It rewards ownership. The hardest workers in history were not kings. They were slaves. They built the pyramids, but they were never buried in them. And right now, you are building a monument to someone else's glory with your own sweat. You feel it, don't you? That quiet rage. That sense the game is rigged. It is. But Niccolo Machiavelli knew how to rig it back. Power is not created by friction. It is created by leverage. Stop working, start listening. Everything you think is a virtue has become a cage. We are going to dismantle the cult of effort. Perform a psychological autopsy on your work ethic and expose how ambition is weaponized against you. Most men die tired, holding a shovel, waiting for a thank you that never comes. But there is another path, a colder path, one where you do less and control more, where you stop bleeding for pennies and start positioning for power. To walk this path, you must kill the part of you that begs for approval. Accept being called lazy by the ignorant so you can be feared as a strategist by the elite. The switch is mental. Once flipped, work will never feel the same. Let's begin with your energy. Society convinced you it's cheap, renewable, something to pour freely into jobs, relationships, and hustles. Leave it all on the field, they say. But who owns the field? When you leave everything on the field, you go home empty. No strength to think, no space to plan escape, no awareness to observe the terrain. This is not accidental. A tired man is a safe man. A tired population does not revolt. They don't question laws or hierarchies. They don't ask why they're at the bottom. They are too busy surviving the week. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. If the ruler is exhausted, he makes mistakes. If he is frantic, he is predictable. Look at powerful people. Are they rushing, sweating, panicking? No, they move slowly. Leisure is not a luxury, it is a weapon. When you grind, your head is down. You see dirt, not danger. You miss knives and opportunities alike. Hustle culture is propaganda. Gladiators convincing each other that dying in the arena is noble. Hoard your energy like gold. Every effort must have leverage. If you work hard just to maintain, you are not working. You are being farmed. Hard work without leverage is slow suicide. Why does rest feel guilty? Why does stillness feel criminal? Because you were taught that suffering equals goodness. That pain is proof. This is slave morality disguised as virtue. The elite never bragged about hours worked. They bragged about influence, about decisions that moved armies. Today, we celebrate burnout, early alarms, and hospital selfies. It is sickness, not strength. Machiavelli would laugh at this era. Destroying your mind and body for optics is foolishness. Pain is not a credential. Suffering is not currency. You cannot deposit burnout at the bank and expect interest. Detach your self-worth from struggle. The system loves martyrs. It feeds on those who stay late, give more, and ask for nothing. It consumes them, replaces them, and forgets them. The machine does not mourn cogs. If you died at your desk today, your job would be posted before your obituary. That is not cruelty, that is reality. So ask yourself honestly, why are you dying for something that would not slow down for you? Here is a ruthless truth. If you are too good at the dirty work, you will never be allowed to stop doing it. Competence is a trap. When you carry weight well, the world adds more to your back. Because you crave validation, you say yes. You take on the burden of incompetent bosses, lazy co-workers, and chaotic families. You become the reliable one, the pack mule, the one who never complains. Machiavelli advised the prince to let others do the unpopular tasks. This is not cruelty, it is efficiency. Power belongs to the one who decides, not the one who exhausts himself executing. You must learn strategic incompetence. Some things should not be mastered. Once you master them, they become your sentence. Be careful what you become known for. Reputation can be a prison. If you are the best at fixing the printer, you will fix it forever. If you soothe egos well, you will absorb emotions endlessly. These are low-leverage skills that steal your future quietly. Frame yourself around leverage, strategy, decisions, access, connections. Let others race to be the fastest responder or hardest worker. That prize is being the most useful tool in the room. Tools are used. Tools wear out. Tools are discarded. You do not want to be the tool. You want to be the hand that chooses when and how the tool is used. This requires arrogance, controlled and intentional. You must look at some tasks and say, this is beneath me. Not from ego, but from respect for your limited time and energy. If you value your time at zero, the world will agree. Stop volunteering for exhaustion. Stop raising your hand to fix problems that do not pay you in power. Silence is the strongest refusal. When a new burden appears, notice who speaks first. The anxious, the pleasers. Stay silent. Let gravity choose someone else. Machiavelli's lion and fox explain everything. The lion is brute force, loud, violent, bleeding. The fox is observant, patient, invisible. One survives by strength, the other by intelligence. The lion smashes obstacles. The fox avoids traps. Hard work is the lion, strategy is the fox. The world is not ruled by strength alone. It is ruled by those who understand the terrain. You have been a lion in a world of traps, roaring your grind, exposing your effort, announcing your strength. And because of that, you keep getting caught. Office politics, market shifts, promises that evaporate. The fox does not break the wall. The fox finds the door or convinces someone else to break it. The fox understands that the straight line is rarely the winning path. Instead of outworking competitors, the fox changes the rules. Instead of chasing promotion, the fox builds relationships with those who decide promotions. This is the scam. You were taught that output equals outcome, that more effort guarantees more reward. Reality does not work that way. You can output 100 units of effort and receive nothing if direction is wrong. Or you can make one decision, one call, one signature, and change everything. This is leverage. Leverage separates effort from reward. Until your income and power are detached from your pain, you are owned by the system. Why are you addicted to being busy? Because stillness forces you to think, to feel, to confront the life you built and ask, is this all there is? Busyness is an anesthetic. It numbs fear. It hides emptiness. If you are always moving, you never realize you're running in circles. We wear stress like a uniform. I'm slammed, I'm drowning. We say it with pride, but being needed is not the same as being powerful. The janitor is needed. The server is needed. The driver is needed. If they stop, the system halts. Yet they hold no power. The owner disappears for a month and the business grows. That is power. Power is the ability to step away without collapse. You must break the addiction to motion. Machiavelli wrote his greatest work in stillness, not activity. Silence sharpened his mind. In exile, stripped of status, Machiavelli studied history and wrote The Prince. That book shaped empires for centuries. Stillness created immortality. If he had stayed busy plowing fields, history would not know his name. You are burying your genius under emails and meetings. Do less, but do it with lethal intent. A sniper fires once. A machine gun sprays thousands. Only one is feared. The sniper is invisible. He waits. He does not miss. The machine gunner is loud, exhausted, and exposed. Precision beats volume every time. Picture a skyscraper. Hundreds of men hang from steel beams, sweating, risking their lives. They are builders. They are paid by the hour. Somewhere else, a man studies a blueprint. He is clean, calm. Holding a pen, he is the architect. When the building is finished, the builders are dismissed. The architect's name remains. One is paid for labor. The other is paid for design. The scam is thinking bricklayers become architects through effort. They do not. These are different games requiring different identities. To become the architect, you must stop identifying with labor. Stop taking pride in how heavy the bricks are. Start asking about design. What is the blueprint of your life? Are you building what you chose or what you were handed? Most people live by default. School, job, house. Retirement, death. A worker's script, not a sovereign one. The architect questions everything. Why this wall? Why here? Does it even need to exist? Machiavelli teaches that people, events, and emotions are materials. The strategist arranges chaos into advantage. He does not complain about heavy bricks. He hires a crane. Your task is to find your crane. The missing leverage.technology. Capital.network. Knowledge. Stop lifting the world with your spine. That is what the system wants. Here is the dark truth. We do not value what is given freely. Oversupply creates worthlessness. If you are always available, always reliable, always on, your value drops. Inflation applies to people too. When there is too much of you, you become cheap. Machiavelli advised rulers to give benefits slowly, so they are felt. Power grows through scarcity. You must learn to withhold your availability, your reactions, your effort, not forever, strategically. Scarcity creates mystery. Mystery creates value. When access is no longer guaranteed, attention sharpens. When the man who works 12 hours suddenly leaves at 5 without explanation, the room panics. Silence creates pressure. They begin to notice you, to wonder, to calculate your absence. You reclaim power by stepping back. If you grind predictably, you become furniture. Hard work makes you invisible. Strategic absence makes you unforgettable. Create a gap between what you can do and what you choose to do. That gap is where your leverage lives. Never show full capacity. Once you do, it becomes the expectation and then the demand. Always keep a reserve. This is not laziness. It is containment. A dam holds back water to create power. Uncontrolled flow creates floods, not electricity. Be the dam. Hold your energy. Release it only when it turns the turbine in your favor. The hardest chains are self-forged. Pride keeps you loyal to suffering. You look down on ease and sneer at those who live comfortably. This moral superiority is armor for defeat. The elite do not care about your judgment. They are too busy buying your labor. Drop the judgment, it is heavy. It is slowing you down. Admit the truth you avoid. You want ease, you want power. You want resources without destroying your body. There is no shame in this. Nature itself follows the path of least resistance. Water flows downhill. Electricity takes the shortest circuit. Only fools try to fight physics. Yet you insist on swimming upstream, calling it virtue. Machiavelli was a realist. He studied the world as it is, not as it should be. And as it is, the world rewards cunning, timing, and leverage. The world punishes blind obedience and excessive labor. You can scream that it's unfair while sinking, or accept the rules and start winning. The scoreboard does not count sweat, it counts results. The game does not care how hard you tried, only whether you won. So how do you escape? Not by quitting tomorrow. That is reckless. That is the lion without the fox. You escape by shifting allegiance. Right now, your loyalty is to the system and the image of the good worker. Change sides. Become a double agent. You still show up. You still perform. But emotionally you are gone. You do what is required and not an ounce more. You conserve energy. You observe power flows. You study quietly. You learn who controls money, decisions, perception. You steal knowledge. Every workday becomes paid intelligence gathering. If you are only working, you are failing. You should be studying the blueprint behind the operation. How do they acquire customers? Control narratives? Scale influence? These are the real lessons. In the energy you reclaim, you build leverage. Investments, assets. Alliances, quiet exits. You build the ladder in the dark. And when it's finished, you don't announce it. You climb, no drama, no speeches, just a silent transition from servant to master. Inevitability is what terrifies most people. It means the outcome is already decided. Their efforts are just noise. This is why they mock restraint. Why they call discipline boring. Chaos makes them feel alive. But chaos exhausts, structure compounds. The man who controls his impulses controls his future. Machiavelli understood this. Passion is useful, but only when commanded. An ungoverned man is easy to predict, and anything predictable can be controlled. So you cultivate stillness. You pause before reacting. You respond instead of erupting. This delay is not weakness. It is data collection. Emotion blinds. Calm sees clearly. While others burn energy proving themselves, you conserve yours. Energy is capital. Spend it poorly and you remain poor. Spend it precisely and outcomes multiply. Your routines become rituals. Sleep, training, learning, non-negotiable. Not because motivation is high, but because decision-making is low. This is how discipline becomes automatic and therefore unstoppable. Most men wait to feel ready. You act before comfort arrives. Comfort follows control, never the other way around. The comfort you seek is usually a signal of decay. Growth feels abrasive. Expansion strains the nervous system. So men retreat. They medicate discomfort with distractions, screens, noise, validation. Distraction is modern sedation. It keeps you busy enough to forget you are trapped. Machiavelli would have called this voluntary slavery. Freedom requires attention. Attention requires sacrifice. You begin reclaiming it by subtracting. Fewer inputs, fewer voices, fewer opinions. Silence sharpens instinct. In quiet, you hear patterns you missed before. This is where strategy forms, not in motion, but in stillness. Action without strategy is just movement. Movement exhausts. Strategic action, however, compounds. One move reshapes 10 outcomes, so you wait longer, observe deeper. Strike cleaner, speed impresses fools. Precision builds empires. Those who rush reveal fear. Those who wait command the tempo. Tempo control is dominance in disguise, and dominance, when subtle, is rarely challenged. Most conflicts are decided before they begin, not by strength but by positioning. If you choose the terrain, you control the outcome. If you fight on theirs, you bleed. This is why wise men avoid unnecessary battles. Victory without combat preserves resources. Machiavelli praised this restraint. Force is expensive. Influence is efficient, so you invest in influence, reputation, skill, quiet alliances. Influence bends decisions before words are spoken. When people agree with you without knowing why, you have already won. Power that must announce itself is already declining. True authority feels inevitable, not aggressive. You no longer chase approval. Approval is a leash. Instead, you build value that others must approach. Scarcity creates gravity. Gravity pulls without effort. This is why the rare are respected and the common are ignored. You become selective. Where you go, who you engage, what you tolerate. Selectivity is not arrogance, it is self-preservation.